All right, welcome to the first ever video of Submissions Sniper. My name is Shane. I'm your host. I am a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the tutelage of Brian Bird from Champions Creed, and then I moved over. We moved to a new town, so I now train under Dallas, Oregon Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's where I hang my hat. So I thought it'd be cool to create a YouTube channel that is centered around analyzing some of the best submissions in the world of jiu-jitsu. And the best way to do this is to actually go back to the beginning, which is UFC I, and talk specifically about one of the first fights with Royce Gracie and Ken Shamrock. And this is one I think actually changed the whole world of mixed martial arts. So I'll talk a little bit about this. So we're going to analyze this video. Even though this wasn't the first fight on the card, this is by far the best, one of the best fights on UFC 1. So let's just jump into it right now. So we have Ken Shamrock, Royce Gracie. Ken Shamrock, I think at the time, was about 220 pounds. Royce Gracie, 175, 185 pounds. This is something I'd never seen before because I grew up with a bit of a wrestling background in high school, and I was familiar with judo. I heard about jiu-jitsu, but I never did any jiu-jitsu, and especially never heard anything about Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I was into Bruce Lee and all this kind of stuff. So it was kind of interesting to hear about a tournament where there was no holds barred. You could do whatever you want. The only thing you couldn't do is eye gouge, and you couldn't bite. You're allowed to hit people in the nuts. So that was UFC 2 and 3, I think. And then they started changing the rules a little bit more to make it a little bit more friendly for the viewer. But what I liked originally was the idea that if you don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, never heard of it, and you're familiar with boxing, kickboxing, judo, kung fu, whatever, and you go against somebody that knows Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you're going to end up on the ground and you're going to get submitted. That's what I enjoyed about Brazilian jiu-jitsu in its beginnings. Now it's evolved so much that, everybody's heard of some form of jiu-jitsu and they're familiar with it. Wrestlers know a little bit about grappling against these tacticianers. Kickboxers know how to fight on the ground now. All this kind of stuff is basically changed. And I think a large part of it was through the marketing of UFC 1. So without any more chit chat, let's get into this.
Notice the referee is kind of keeping them far away from each other. I think it's very intelligent.
Premature fighting.
Yes.
Yeah. Very likely event here.
And we're ready to start, ladies and gentlemen. I think this will be a very exciting bout.
Here they go. Look at that. Is it everything?
So right away, Royce goes for a shoot because obviously Ken's a pretty big dude and he doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with him because he's not sure if this guy's a pugilist or not. Ken obviously has Greco-Roman background, wrestling background, all this stuff, and counters Royce quite easily right here.
Big good right away.
This is where I thought, okay, this is going to be interesting. Again, I didn't know about rear naked chokes, nothing. All I thought was Royce is going to be in trouble because this guy is huge and he's known for submission wrestling. So I thought my gut instinct was saying that Royce is going to be in trouble.
Royce is up, and now he's trying to put the person between his guard. There goes that.
This is the first time I ever saw anybody pull somebody down like this. And I didn't know that that was some kind of a butterfly guard or whatever it was going on. But what I noticed was the amount of kidney strikes that Royce deployed was, if nothing else, if Royce loses this fight, Ken Shamrock is going to be pissing blood for the next few days because he took a numerous amount of kidney shots. And I was like, that's fascinating because he's tying up his head and arm and he's pummeling him with the heel strikes. Never seen this before.
A kick to the back, right on the...
Going right into the kidney there.
Exactly. Yeah. Ken's got his right leg.
So now Ken is aware that he's going to be pissing blood for the next few days. So he decides to stop that from happening. Just fascinating.
Up, trying to prevent Royce from getting his left leg.
Now he stands up, which is a typical wrestler move. You want to push away from the person that's on the ground. Again, if you don't know anything about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this is a normal reaction. This is what happens. You just want to get away from this guy. So he stands up on both feet.
Over, and now Royce has him in what appears to be...
Boom. Now Royce follows him because Ken is going to his back. And I think he was trying to go for some kind of a heel lock, heel hook. And Royce follows him up.
The guard position, Royce takes the mount. That's exactly where Royce wants to be.
A few palm strikes to the head to soften him up a little bit.
Now what Royce is probably going to try to do is get his right leg, his left leg over Ken's. Ken
How's he going to be able to do that if he has his weight above like that?
Right now.
So now this looks like to me, obviously, that Royce is getting control. And the one issue right now is Ken has his, I guess it would be his right leg trapped. So I think Royce is going to try and release that because he's got pressure on Ken's neck, but I think he wants to get that leg free so that he can begin, whether it's an arm bar, rear naked choke, submission of some kind. So I think he wants to get that leg free.
Yeah, what he's trying to do, what I think Ken is trying to do is keep Royce at bay.
Watch that leg. Ken's going for that leg again. Same thing he did with his previous opponent. And Royce, watch this. There goes Royce. He looks like he's going for the back.
So Royce gets his one leg out, but you notice here that we can't see it. But this is something unique, and I don't think Ken saw this coming as well, as this is basically a gi choke. So Royce is setting it up from the side, and we can't see it from this angle, but Ken was focused on doing some kind of a heel hook on Royce. But now watch this next part. This is kind of cool.
Ken's back up.
Right here, within seconds, he choked Ken Shamrock. So let's just back this up again, and then I'll let it play through because it's so quick. It's only like a minute long. So let's just play this thing. It's crazy, man.
Here. And we're ready to start, ladies and gentlemen. I think this will be a very exciting bout.
There they go. Look at that. Is a double takedown. Right for the takedown.
Big gun right away.
Royce is up. And now he's trying to put the person between his guard. There goes that kick to the back, right on the...
Going right into the kidney there.
Exactly. Yeah. Ken's got his right leg up, trying to prevent Royce from getting his left leg over. And now Royce has him in what appears to be the guard position. Royce takes the mount. And that's exactly where Royce wants to be. Now what Royce is probably going to try to do is get his right leg, his left leg over Ken's. Ken
How's he going to be able to do that if he has his weight above like that?
Right now, what he's trying to do, what I think Ken is trying to do is keep Royce at bay.
Watch that leg. Ken's going for that leg again. Same thing he did with his previous opponent. And Royce, watch this. There goes Royce. He looks like he's going for the back.
Ken's back up.
Royce, there's the tap. There's the tap. Royce actually had him in a choke from the back.
Oh, I forgot about this part. Ken actually continued after he tapped about 3 or 4 times. Ken wanted to continue because the ref didn't know that he was being submitted that quick. And Royce was letting him up, going basically, you tapped. Tell him you tapped. You are tapped.
And he tapped. He tapped 4 times. Bill, that was a tap.
I did not see the tap.
I saw it 4 times.
See what sort of hold he had on him, but that didn't last long.
That's it.
That was a fantastic moment.
That's it. What happened?
I don't know.
What happened was from the back, I saw Ken tap 4 times. Royce had him on a cross-side mount and had the arm underneath his neck, and I couldn't see it from the back too well, but basically choked him out, Bill.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
It's so hard to see sometimes, but that's the power of jiu-jitsu.
There's some good sportsmanship going on here. They're shaking hands. And
Yes.
The interesting part is Ken had no idea what had just happened, whether his trainers didn't prep him enough, whatever. He went in there thinking, I'm just going to crush this guy. I'm going to do a heel hook, some kind of a leg lock, and it's over. He had no idea what happened. And this, my friends, this changed mixed martial arts forever.
That's
Each other hug,
wonderful
that's great.
sportsmanship. That's wonderful. Referee didn't see it happen so fast. Just
I couldn't
amazing.
believe it. I thought
Well,
the
here we
fight
go
was
again.
much better.
There's the replay. Watch Ken's left hand. There's Royce's left. There's 2,
There's a
3, and I thought 4.
That's it. That's
and
fine.
5 taps.
How many times did he actually tap?
Watch Ken.
I thought
Well,
the
here we
fight
go
was
again.
much better.
There's the replay. Watch Ken's left hand. There's Royce's left. There's 2,
There's a
3, and I thought 4.
That's it. That's
and
fine.
5 taps. And Royce has his left hand over.
5 times he tapped, and he was still getting ready to grab Royce's leg. And Royce, the guy's got kahunas, man. Like, it's great. He stood up for himself, and he's like, look, you attacked. You tapped. You tell him you attacked.
Ken's neck, and that's why he was tapping. And there's another view of it, and that is a good back choke. One of the fundamental strategies of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I see the hand coming
Yeah.
around.
You
Yes.
bet.
bet.
Over the top.
There it
There's
is.
an
There it is.
excellent choke out.
Yes.
Very stealthy, very
In
stealthy.
Japanese, it's Hadaka Jimmy. From here, the hand, the throat is right in the
Wallace.
bend of the wrist.
Super
And
foot.
strong, right in.
This was great. They had Jim Brown in a couple of UFCs, but he doesn't know anything about mixed martial arts. Anyways, yeah, let's go to the interview where Ken had no idea what was going on.
Very
good
painful.
technique.
Well, I tell you, it's not very glamorous, but it sure is extremely effective. Ken came very close to getting Royce in a almost a what appeared
You
to
got
be
me
a
in the
reverse
chokehold. I was trying to go for a leg,
Now with Brian.
and I forgot to guard my neck.
Anyone for your neck?
Yeah,
So and then you just couldn't breathe.
yeah.
So what was you thinking? What was you thinking going in? You know how tough the Gracies are.
Oh yeah, I give them all the credit in the world. It's just one of those things, you know. You gotta. So I'm not used to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Ken, he started off the last match really slow against Art, the boxer. When he shot in, did that take you by surprise?
No, I knew he was gonna try and shoot. He's got good defense on the ground. I couldn't sit back and take a leg, so I was trying to work. I was thinking too much about getting a leg, not enough about worrying about my neck.
It looked like you did have supremacy early on, and then suddenly it reversed like
Yeah.
lightning.
See, that's the way submission is.
Have you ever fought someone jiu-jitsu before?
No, first time.
Interesting. So that should say it all right there. That was what was beautiful about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you didn't know anything about the sport and you went against somebody that knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you're going to get choked out. You're going to get submitted. And I remember once I learned some of these basic techniques with Jiu-Jitsu, I could wrestle with my friends and have fun with them. It didn't matter. Like, I wrestled guys that were huge on steroids, and you just give them some chokes, some leg locks, mostly shoulder. Like, if you did an Americana on any of the big bodybuilder guys, it was amazing. They tap very quickly. So that's what was fun, is you could actually wrestle with people and not worry about getting hurt, not worry too much about hurting anyone else, but you can go, and it was fun. And this was such a cool thing to talk about. Who is better? Who would be better? Royce against this guy or this guy or this guy? So for the next 5 to 10 years, that's all people talked about, was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu being the greatest martial art in the world. And I still think this is a great foundation to have if you want to get into boxing, if you want to get into taekwondo, karate, whatever. This is a good foundation to have, because again, 95% of the fights out in the street both parties end up falling to the ground, and that's really where the fight begins, unless you get KO'd or something like that. but really most people end up on the ground no matter where you are. And this is why I like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, I'm more of a tournament guy. I like the tournaments. I love the rush, all that kind of stuff. I love that. So I'm going to be sharing about some of the up and coming grapplers. And if there is a submission, a cool submission that you like, please put it in the comments and I will talk about that submission and we'll have fun on this channel. If there's a fighter that you want me to talk about on here specifically in regards to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, let me know that as well. And I'll try to talk about that. Cool. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in another video. Bye for now.